Hi everyone, it's really good to be back, but I just wanted to say a big thank you for Tony for stepping in last week. Great job, Tony. In our sermon series at the moment, we're looking at the book of 1 Peter, so I thought it might be helpful to take a brief look at a bit of the backstory, the life of Peter. Before Jesus called him, Peter wasn't even called Peter, but Simon. Back then, Simon was a fisherman. As a fisherman, he would have been pretty strong and probably quite a rough, tough guy. It wasn't easy being a fisherman back in those days. Simon was the first disciple Jesus called, along with his brother Andrew. Simon was used to being in charge, but when Jesus called him, he immediately left his own life behind him and followed Jesus. He went from being a leader to being a follower. Over the next weeks and months, Simon watched Jesus performing all sorts of amazing miracles, healing the sick, including Simon's own mother, feeding thousands of people with very little food, commanding storms to be calm and quiet, and even raising the dead. He learned from Jesus day by day. He listened as Jesus taught in the synagogues and spoke to the people, telling them how they should live their lives truthfully and justly and how they should pray. One day, Jesus asked the 12 disciples who the people thought that he was. They answered, "Some say John the Baptist. Others say Elijah. And still others say Jeremiah or one of the other prophets of old." Then Jesus asked, "But who do you say that I am?" Simon got up and answered, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." So Jesus said, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven. And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church." The name Peter actually means rock. Jesus was calling Peter the rock. I wonder, what do you think of when you hear the words, the rock? Maybe you think of a large boulder, or maybe an outcrop jutting out into the sea. Some of you may be even picturing Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, so called because he was strong, a real tough guy. Maybe a little bit like Simon Peter when he was a fisherman. Others may be thinking of a building built on the strong, firm foundations of a rock. A little while earlier, while Jesus was teaching the people, he told a story about building. We probably all know it. The foolish builders who built their house on the sand with no foundations, and when it rained and the storms came, the building collapsed. And the wise builders who chose to build their house on solid rock so that it would withstand all the storms that life threw at it. Jesus is telling Peter that he is going to become the foundations for a new movement of followers of Christ, soon to be called Christians. And through him, this movement would continue to fulfill the promise that God made to Abraham, the promises that we heard a few weeks ago. Jesus is telling him that because his foundations are built on his faith in Jesus, he will stand firm and persevere through all of life's storms. Dwayne Johnson relied on his own strength and power, his size and his skills for his security. Simon Peter, when he was a fisherman, would have also relied on his strength and skills as a fisherman to keep him safe at sea. But when Simon Peter met Jesus, his perspective changed. He realized that he could only find real security in Jesus. And so he built his life on the foundations of Jesus, the Christ. Not that life was going to be easy from then on, it wasn't. Or that he would always get it right, because he didn't, as we'll see over the next few weeks. But because he had a firm foundation, he was able to endure and persevere. So we too must build our lives on Jesus, so that we can stay strong through everything life throws at us, safe in the knowledge that Jesus is always with us, helping and protecting us through the power of his Holy Spirit. Thank you.